Before I go and put the fender back on and put this whole assembly back together, I just want to take this piece off the underside of the hood because I want to loosen this up if I need this adjustment. I know I can't turn it now. It's probably rusted there. So I'm just going to take it off, the whole assembly off, so I can get at that. It's screwed in there. And just loosen it up, so if I need any adjustment later on, I'll have it. Let's see, 2 more screws, 1 on each side. Hope this thing doesn't drop. Hit the floor. While I'm working on it. 1 more here. Now it's holding that thing up there. Hope there wasn't 2 screws in there too. I'll tell you, it was a lot easier to do when oh, there it is. There it is. Well, it's Sunday morning. Here's that brace for the hood. What happened is this nut here popped right off when I unbolted the thing. It was some rust in there, and I had to weld it back on. That took a while. I probably should have videotaped it, but I didn't. So basically it goes like this. Spring goes here. There's a retainer. That goes in there, and it's going to thread into that nut. And then there's a nut on the back side. It's a lock nut. So I don't know if I can push this and turn it at the same time. Maybe if I use a screwdriver. Ooh, nice short one right here. But part of the process of fixing this, I had to chase the threads with the tap and die set. And I was trying to keep a measurement of how tight this was and where it ended up, but I don't remember. So I figure once I go and put this back together and start putting the fenders and the hood and trying to align that, I'll have to adjust it. But that was the whole point of getting this thing loose, because it was frozen to the threads, and I had to break it loose. And you know, in the process of breaking it loose, it broke away from the sheet metal itself. And the original way they had it welded on, it was tacked on the back side. They had 4 tacks, and those had rust on them, and they just broke. And I tried tacking it back on from the back side. I couldn't do it. I'm not that good of a welder. I'm not that good of a welder on the front side either, but you really can't see it. So once I get this screwed in, I'll put the cap nut on, and then I can reinstall this on the truck. There you go. Okay, just got to put this back where it belongs. Pull this hood down a little bit. Slips in above that. I know it fits because I've done it before. those back in place, and then I got the latch started. All right, put a done stamp on that. But you know what occurred to me is this radiator support centered, because I think there's some slop in those slots that it attaches. It's attached by two bolts that drop through the cross member. So I might put a plumb bob on this right here in the center. See where it hits right here. See if that centers up. Do that right now, in fact. Let me just stop this and go get the plumb bob. This is just a quick test to see if the hood is lining up with the center. Careful. Center of the let's slow that down. Get it to the right length. I probably got to put a pencil mark there to make sure there's two holes. I'm obviously between the two holes, but my dead center, I would say I'm within. Yeah, stop hitting the wire, and it'll stop spinning or stop moving. Yeah, that's pretty close to center, as far as I can tell. Very close. So you don't have to move the radiator support left or right. So when I put this back together, any shimming, if I got to push these fenders out, I can shim them here. If I got to get them closer, I might have to drill slots so they can come in a little closer. So, or obviate the holes, make them into slots. So that's cool. It's a nice little test.